What's up, guys? Ursus here with another deck profile for you. This time we're gonna be going through my Harri Pale Moon Magia deck profile.
Waiting for you to arrive again.
So I warn you already. Don't crucify me too much. This deck is a work in progress. It's gonna get pretty wonky. The testing I've been doing with it so far has been hilarious and pretty fun. Definitely. But yeah. Let's just go in. So, for starters, we're running Cat Knight and High Boots. Yeah, pretty standard. Until you see that, for starters, I also run Pleasure Caster. Yeah, double starter. Keep one in deck, switch back and forth. It's pretty nice. She's new. So Soul GB1 at the beginning. You can counter plus one at the beginning of your main phase. Color out if you have a Harri Vanguard. She gets 2k. Yeah, and then Soul Blast 1, put her in a Soul at the end of your turn. You can pay the cost if you do. Choose one of your guys with the Magia ability. Call it out. She's really nice. Having double starter was an interesting choice for me. It's working around. Worked pretty well. Until I was thinking about it one day. I thought, why not have a little fun? So I'm also running a Happiness Collector. Yep. That starter from the Harri trial deck. Yep, put her in a Soul. Place when something else plays in Soul, pay the cost. If you do, draw a card, Soul charge one. Yeah, the trifecta of starters. One, you can hot swap between games with these. Two, I like the versatility when you actually have all three of these in Soul. You can do a lot of plays with them. It's just something fun I'm just testing out. It's actually hasn't been working out too awful. If you have the time, I'd suggest trying it. It's funny. Yeah, so let's go on. The obvious for Mass Magician Harri. Yeah, pretty standard. Not gonna exactly say he's the one you want to be on, even though he is. The other one can work out fine. I haven't really been on him that many times. If I had the option to ride Masked Magician, I'd definitely do it over Phantom. But, yeah, he definitely helps out a lot. And that extra 5k pushing power, you guys know me by now. Next. There's only 3. Mass Phantom. 1, Harri and card name, so helpful. 2, his GB2. Counterblast 1, when you regard putting a Soul, you can pay the cost. If you do, you choose a grade 3 with the Magia ability from your Soul and add it to your hand. Helpful. Gets you Strive Fighters late game. It's actually just an interesting thing to just early game. When you get into late game, right over. Because, I'm gonna skip over to his third ability, actually. Magia, Soul Blast 1. When, you stride over him, you can pay the cost. If you do, choose a card with the Magia ability from Soul, call it to rear guard, and put it back at the end of the turn. Yeah, no counter blasts means that late game, if you expend all of yours earlier on, one with this, you can just get access to your rear guards anyway, over and over. Let's say you don't actually use all of the counter blasts anyway, you can still ride into him and start guaranteeing those Strive Fighters later on. Blah blah. Not too much. His second ability is when he's placed on Vanguard Circle. You can look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one in Soul and the other on bottom. I actually really like riding into him first, just to search out something from the top 2 that might be helpful during the game. And when I actually go to stride, reriding and striding. He's not that bad to sit on, though. Once again, I would prefer to be on Mask Magician. So, yeah, enough on him. I like him. Don't get me wrong. It's not the best, but not. Next, only 3 Darkside Princess. I feel like only having 1 or 2, and there's enough. And Soul is enough. She's really, really helpful, obviously. But because of my triple starter shenanigans, I do have to cut back a little on ratios, but it's fine at 3. I like it. Next, a new addition, 3, Base Magician Lapin. Oh yeah, Rearguard, once returned, GB2, remember that, GB2. If you have a Vanguard with Harri in his card name, you choose a great one from Soul, call it to Rearguard Circle, and at the end of the term, yeah, you put it back in Soul. An ability I don't use too often, but it's super clutch when I do, because 1, unlike Paraton, or in my case, Dual Horn, it isn't restricted to the same column, which means you can actually call out those TV paratroopers into a separate column, giving you another column. Yeah. Yep, so yeah. Second skill is on Rearguard, when she attacks. If you have a Harri Vanguard, you can Soul Charge 1, and she gets 2k power. And yeah, 2k until end of battle, and then if the card that you Soul Charge has the Magia ability, she gets an additional 3k power, aka she's an 11k on Soul Charge. If you Soul Charge Magia, it's another +5, making her 14. Another one of those boosting column things, a little more pushing power. Super helpful because this deck does actually expend a lot of soul. I actually like it that way. It helps keep on counterblast that you can definitely use to spam a lot of powerful combos later on. A really good addition, I think, to lineup. Next. I haven't actually been seeing this, but when I saw the Lapin reveal, I decided to go with this as well. Red Star Dual Horn. So GB1, when he's placed from Rearguard Soul, he's an 11k attacker. And Magia, he's essentially Paraton, except it's instead of a Soul Charge, he has a Soul Blast for a cost. 1, he's an 11k attacker. The thing I found about sitting on Mass Phantom Harri instead of Magician, is that 1, you don't pass out that extra power that you have to the units that you call out from Soul. So it's nice to just have a beater there, as well as something that can fill up your field. So just having him sit at 11 when you start swinging is nice. Outside of that, he's 1. I also like the art way better than Paraton, so yeah. And finally for 2s, 2 card dealer Jacqueline. I love this card. Unless they give us a Magia version of it that doesn't require boost, I will just always be playing this. Combined with Darkside Princess, it doesn't matter too much that it whatever you call it stays. It also helps counter Diablo. Well, helps you with the Diablo matchup. Provides an extra Soul Charge with your Soul Blast cost, and just more attacks, more pushing power, standard me. Yeah. For great ones, 4 Hoop Master. So I was going to take out one of these for a lovely companion, but I found that I like the Hoop Master too much. It's a lot more helpful in the long run, and being able to do it more than once is great. So I'm just keeping her at 4. Super helpful, super defensive. Another card against your worst matchup, so Diablo. Yeah, pretty big reoccurring theme. A lot of things help you get out of that. Next, 3 Masquerade Bunny. I love the new art, so I have to play it. And flavor text isn't as morbid. Yeah, stride fodders. With the striding issue, I find it weird that I run 7 3s and only 3 of her, but I wanted to make more room for a versatile grade 1 lineup, so. Yep, and double Harri, so search whatever you want, so have one, search the other, so it's nice. Next up for grade 1s, one of the best cards in the deck, Cutie Paratrooper. Oh man, she is definitely what gives your columns your pushing power, extra soul charge for, extra soul charges for your soul blast cost. Her requirements are kind of specific with the whole Magia Call Harri Van thing, but with this deck, it's never a problem. You should always be doing it. Yeah. My only problem is when she gets stuck in hand and you actually can't use her, but things happen. But yeah, most powerful thing. A lot of ways to combo with her. Definitely can catch her off guard. Next, running 2. Dagger Magician Eddie. A new great one for Harri. Magia. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle from hand, if you have a Vanguard with Harri in its card name, choose 2 or greater from Soul and call it to rearguard circle in the same column as this unit. And at the end of the turn, put that unit into your Soul. And then second ability is put this unit into your Soul. At the end of the turn, if you have Vanguard with the Magia ability, you can pay the cost if you do Soul Charge 1. So, good early game kind of card. Good if you're going first and you find yourself on a Harri. So you just want that extra attack. Later on, when he's just kind of there, he's not in your hand. He's in Soul, and you find that you actually need a little extra Soul for your Soul Blasting cost. He's there. He can fill out the spot. This can definitely be replaced with things like Egg Juggler or Purple Trapezist. But once again, this deck's a work in progress, so I'm just testing out all my options. And finally, for great ones, Unicycle Tumbler. Another thing just kind of messing with. If you didn't know, she's not that used of a card, so GB1 when it's placed from rearguard circle in the Soul she gets 2k, and if she is placed due to a Magia ability, she gets the skill Soul Blast 1 when the attack hits that she attacked her boost. You can pay the cost if you do countercharge 1. You only really have a countercharging problem if you start spamming your skills, which unfortunately I do. So, it's nice to have her have that on-net pressure, as well as the option of countercharging if you do end up hitting. Plus, she makes herself a 9k, so once balance out columns. So I like her, and 2 because security of just having it. Next, for triggers, 4 Dark Side Sword Master, 4 of, yeah, really good. The difference between this and the other ones is that once you use her, you always have access to her, even with 1, because you just call it right back from Soul, use it again and again and again. That's what I really like about the triggers in this deck, is that they have a lot of versatility. And that's honestly what I like most about this deck in general. You can do a lot with the cards that you use, and once you use them, you just kind of always have them. Next, 2 Silverthorn assisted Dixie. So if you've ever seen someone use like Paradigm Shift and Link Joker or any of those types of crits, the reason you use these is because their cost is just putting them on top of the deck to use their skill. So you're paying their cost, but you're unable to use their skill. So in other words, you're just sending a crit back to deck because you can. If I accidentally soul charge this off a skill, I can just call it out to Rearguard Circle and just plop it back in deck. I could be using Poison Juggler for the extra 3k spam to places, which sounds a little bit appropriate, but I find that I am a little bit unlucky when it comes to soul charging in general, so I like being able to just return her back to deck if I need to. Next, honestly, a really big star. One of the reasons why this whole triple starter strategy is a little tiny bit viable is the 4 of Prankster Girl of Mirrorland. So when you soul charge her, you can put her back into your deck, search any card in your deck, and put it into soul. Yeah, so this is really important for this deck in particular. You can essentially just start searching out any missing piece from your soul that you need, and just get it in there. I used to run draws in it, but I like stands in general, so yeah, and just being able to have any piece that you want at any given moment is nice. So yeah, that. The 1 of Amethyst Beast Tamer. Yeah, it's, once again, I'm not running Poison Juggler, so it's nice to still have that Margot clone in there for the 3k. And then 1 Sky High Walker. It's my help with the counterblast issue if you have one. I just bring it back out, use it to unflip, use another skill, bring it back out, use it to unflip, and so on and so forth, just to kind of control my cost. So yeah, 6 crit, 6 stand. And the 4 heal G-Guards, need G-Guards. For the G-Zone, just to get this out of the way, yes, Sea Breeze, it is just a GP based deck, so having the option, it's nice. If you're sitting on Masked Phantom, it's a little more helpful considering you work off soul more than counterblast. You can definitely get a lot of advantage, especially if you're starting off with Cat Knight or Happiness Collector. But yeah, it's just depending on where you are, you can get a lot off it. Next, the 1 of Amanda. Honestly, I'm running her not for a skill. I'm probably never gonna stride her, or at least unless I'm in a really bad spot. She's there because she has Magia, and it works with Mephisto. That's most of the time I'm just gonna be free flipping her up anyway. So yeah, that's what she's there for. Next to Carnivorous Mega Strict Piranha. Yeah, she's there. She's my usual first stride. She's there to set up any key pieces that I might have drawn into before I started striding. Like, if I didn't ride the Paratrooper and I have it in hand, I just shove it in there. Actually, I've made a few plays by sending, the Prankster Girl in, just to search out anything I wanted. Really nice, covers a lot of things. Her, secondary part, the second part of her skill that allows you to keep units out on field. Once again, helpful against the Shadow matchup. So, yep. Just more setup, kind of defensive card. Next, my favorite stride in the deck personally is Curtain Call, Announcer Mephisto. 4 of. Yeah, he's the reason the G-Zone is set up like it is. having a lot of Magia units definitely like makes playing him more worthwhile. Yeah, one bigger part is he pushes really hard with numbers. You end up with like higher 20, 30k columns just for free. And it's nice. Again, combined with Jacqueline, you can do a lot with it. I think I've had maybe 6-7 attacks with the deck easy off it for like Counterblast 2. So about a normal Harri turn. So yeah, 4 of those. 1 Dragon Masquerade Harri. He's more of those just kind of style cards for me. Honestly, I don't use him that much because he's Counterblast 2. I use him if I know my opponent has some annoying rear guards I want to get rid of. Yeah, other than that, he's just kind of like a swing swag on him kind of cards. Because honestly, I could do the same thing with Mephisto and a Jacqueline. So, but he's there. He's a nice option. I do like him. Next, new edition, Parallel Megatrick Fairfield. So act once returned, GB3. You Counterblast 2. And you choose a card from your drop zone in Soul and return them to deck. You choose a card from your Soul, call it to Regard Circle, and until end of turn it gets 10k power, 1 crit, and the skill Act, Soul Blast 2, until end of turn it gets an additional 5k power, and it can't be chosen by effects. And then you shuffle your deck, and at the end of the turn you send it back to Soul. That second part, that gives the skill with the 5k, and it can be chosen by effects. That means it cannot be chosen by triggers, so remember that. You cannot be chosen by your own triggers. You use this is your swing into death, but its defense really against things like Denial Griffin or Hetero Hound. Makes that really big double crit rear guard just protected, even at the cost of not being able to give it triggers. So it's really nice just swinging with something really big and then hitting a stand and restanding it, but it's a lot better to see it not get blown up. But yeah, that's Fairfield. I really like her. Yeah, that's there. And then the 2 Dreamy Axle Millwork, 1 cheap as Magia. I personally don't really like this card because of her the fact that she just kind of gets rid of your soul like a lot more than I would like her to, but she's actually not that bad. I know a lot of people like playing the deck revolving around her, but yeah, I guess it's just a preference for me. And then for G-Guards, 2 Madra. She's not my favorite G-Card, but I'm using her at the 2 of spot because she does have Magia. She's the 31 guard if you have a Magia Vanguard, so she can add a little bit more defense for you. She can get you some extra soul charges off of things you can call out from soul during your opponent's turn. That's about it though. She has Magia, so she can, if you have the extra like cards to drop to G-Guard, she can combo into Mephisto really well, which is pretty much the main theme of this deck. Is just how fast can I stack up into a really good Mephisto deck. Next we have the 1 Furnival, just to try to get those key pieces in there again. And 1 Wandering Dragon. It's an easy 10k shield out of soul and an extra soul in general, so it's really just nice to have him around. So just as a 1 of So things about this deck. It does get run over pretty fast. It doesn't really have, it has pretty good pushing power, so if you can just speedily like hammer away at your opponent with your big numbers, you can just take the game. But I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best deck. And but I can guarantee you'll definitely have fun playing it. That's the main reason I just own this deck. It is fun. It is one of the most fun decks I've ever played. And it's pretty good. You can definitely take games with it in general, but I like it mostly because it's fun. It's Pillman. It's pretty hard not to have fun with them. So, definitely doesn't really stack up against the bigger meta decks, but I'd give it a pretty fair chance. Once again, it's a work in progress, so honestly, I'd like a lot of comments down on this to give me some suggestions, see what you guys like. If you decide to, test this out, tell me what you think about it. Yeah, pretty much other than that, just kind of want some feedback on this, so let me know. I'll see you guys later.
Well, guys, did you know that Imagine Your Goddess has its own web store? Check out all the neat merchandise, wall scrolls, playmats.
Don't forget about the acrylics and the other goodies.
Oh, Helen!
Yeah, I'm here.
Get them in-store at the Stand-Up series, or check us out online at our website, shopibuyg.com. We're always adding new stuff.
Imagine your goddess.